Alright, good morning everyone. So if you haven't logged on to Phantom Forces recently and used a sniper, then you won't have noticed that they kind of like changed the scoping so that snipers scope really slow now. I mean, it kind of depends on the sniper, but there are a few like the Intervention and, the Remington 700 that they're just terribly slow. Here, let me explain this. So there's two stats now for scoping in. One is the model speed and then one is like the magnification speed. So because the model speed scopes in a lot faster than the magnification speed, it's going to do that little like hesitation once the model's all fully scoped in before you actually get to the scope, which I find is kind of like, I don't know, I just don't really like it, at least at long range, because, you know, it just takes you an extra like second to get to the actual scope, which is really like, it's a long time to not be scoped in when someone's like aiming at you, you know? Here, let me try with the R700. Hold on, I need like a good setup on this. All right, so look at this, ready? We're scoping in on this guy, like, what is that? Look how long that is. I just don't understand why, and it's definitely intentional because these two values, they could have easily changed. I mean, it's not like a glitch or anything. They just made it like this. So I'm not sure what their thought process was like when they were deciding the values for the snipers. I'm going to show you in a minute that it's not like this for every sniper. Like if we take the AWM, for example, actually, let me put a scope on this, but it doesn't really do the same thing. Like it's normal basically like before the update. So like when I throw on the PM2, it's totally normal, you know? It even feels actually faster. I mean, this is actually like kind of good though. Okay, they definitely increased the scoping speed on this, so that's good. They buffed the AWM. Really needed a buff, to be honest, unless I'm tripping, but it did not feel this fast before, like even remotely this fast. Hold on, I kind of want to like keep playing with this. The goal of the video is not really like, I don't really have a goal. I just kind of want to like try out the new snipers with the new scoping mechanics and kind of complain about it because I don't know, I really think it's kind of just a nerf to every sniper whose scoping speed is like really slow now. It's not really, I think it's a nerf, it's definitely a nerf. So let me go back to the R700. I also want to point out that like, here, watch this. Okay, if I go for this shot and then, hold on, I didn't do it, hold on. Okay, if I go for that shot and then switch to my secondary for like, it's been like 10 seconds by now, and then I go back here, it just bolts. Normally it would just bolt for you, kind of like while you're holding your secondary, so that you don't have to like bolt again after you switch back like 30 seconds later. But for some reason you have to bolt again. Well, not again because you never bolted in the first place, but like it kind of makes sense that you would need to, but it's just kind of inconvenient because, you know, like going from my sniper to my secondary and then waiting a couple seconds and then going back, I would never have to bolt in that case. So that's kind of another nerf. I don't know if that was intentional. That might not have been, because I feel like that's just kind of the thing that would just break on accident, but maybe they changed it. I don't know. There was obviously no one like trying to get that change or anything, but you know, they might have done it intentionally. So yeah, man, like the R700 with this new scope and speed is just, dude, it's so unusable. I mean, it's not unusable, but it's really annoying to use now. Like there'd just be no reason to use this gun now. Okay, now I tried the BFG earlier, and even though it has like a low speed, you kind of get to scope in like while the reload's finishing up. So like reload's finishing and then I'm kind of like scoping in right there, which wasn't really a thing before. So that's actually kind of a buff, if I'm to be honest. You can see it how you want, but like I find it way easier to keep multis this way because you can just scope in earlier now. I mean, it still does the delay, which is kind of annoying, but you do get to start your scope in earlier. So I kind of like it actually on the BFG. I'm not really sure like what mechanism allows that to happen, but yeah, it's really weird. I don't know if they were really like aiming for the snipers to be all changed for this. It seems like that's the case. I think snipers are definitely the most affected, but it did kind of fix the scoping for a lot of other guns, which is a good thing, you know? Like it's always good when the updates have a good intention. It's just the fact that like I don't really get why they would intentionally make the scopings so slow for the snipers. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, let me try the Heck 8 too. And I don't get why they would do it for the R700, but they wouldn't do it for something like the AWP, you know? Like that just seems so arbitrary. Really doesn't make any sense. Like the speed on the R700 is like 6 for the magnification, and then on the AWM it's like 11, you know? Like where does that number even come from? I get that the AWM is like kind of trash, so it should have good speed, but the R700 is also kind of trash, so bro, that guy just killed me while just looking at the floor. I don't know how that happens. Okay, this guy wants me to title this video, "Don't use this scope." I think it's more like, "Don't use this sniper," I guess. Because now there's just literally no reason to use the R700. Or maybe even the Intervention. And the Intervention is getting nerfed beyond this, so it's going to be not great. Wow, that guy's skills, bro. Oh my god. By the way, I just want to like mention this because I don't know, I just feel like mentioning it, but I just did not feel like I was in the mood to make a video today, and I really wanted to make a video. I just wasn't in the mood to, if that makes any sense. Why does my gun have to like bolt 3 times? But yeah, if the commentary in this video feels like kind of off, that's basically why. I don't know. I'm not even tired. I'm just like not in the mood. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think I'm going to start like, I really would like to start streaming. I just can't really because my laptop will not cooperate. It's gonna explode if I do that. I would like to start streaming though. But yeah, maybe I'll make that happen eventually. I don't know. Maybe I'll try streaming on the laptop, even though I know it's not going to work. All right, now I want to see, there must be more snipers that do this. Like, it can't just be the 50 cals and then the intervention and the R700. That just, it's just so random. And I know Stylus has been random in the past, but this just seems too random. Can I get this guy? Hold on. I don't think so. All right, there we go. It's kind of like not bad for quick scoping though, because you kind of really don't want the scope to fully scope in when you're quick scoping, but like that's just not how most people play, especially if you're going with a full out sniper scope. Like the whole like point of the scope is to be scoped in, you know? So there's kind of a difference here. Let me try the scout. So there's definitely a difference in the speeds on the scout, but it doesn't even feel that bad. Like I just feel like having one be 6 and the other be like 12 just makes it too much. You know, the two values just cannot be that far apart or else it's just gonna look weird. All right, let me try actually using the scout though, because I'm really bad with this gun and I really want to get better at it, but man, is it hard to use. I don't even know what it is. I just do not hit headshots nearly as consistently as I do with other like snipers. Maybe it's a scope thing. I don't know. It just, something about the scout just feels different. Like it's having more pressure knowing that if I miss, then I will just probably die, you know, like just there. What do I do about that? All right, that was nice. I will admit though, it is the most satisfying thing when you get a streak of kills with this gun, especially if they're headshots, you know? Oh, that should have been a headshot. All right, so I kind of want to go back to the intervention. Like, I'm definitely jumping between guns. So sorry for like the disorganization here, but I want to try this out a little more before they nerf it. Also, when I'm scoping in, if I haven't pressed shift already and then I press it, because you kind of got to like steady the scope, I feel like it's scoping out, which I don't really want. So either I have to press shift before I start scoping in, which is kind of unnatural for me, or I have to do it like after it's fully scoped in, which is also unnatural. Yeah, he is just better. I'm sorry. It doesn't always happen though. That's weird. Maybe it's my mouse. Can't really tell what that's about. Also, that guy before Reapered me. This guy's like a Halloween colored skin. People are definitely in the spirit. We're like a couple of days from Halloween. I'm really glad they're not doing like a Halloween event though. The previous years have been like very questionable whenever they've done that. So yeah, I guess my overall thoughts on the update are, I'm not really too bothered by it except for like the sniper scopes. I get the feeling that a lot of it just wasn't ready. They should have tested more. Some things about the spawning are also kind of off. Like you'll spawn sometimes facing the wrong direction, which is definitely really annoying at times when it's like really important to be facing the right direction when you're spawning in. It's not really that bad on the intervention though, like this scope in speed. It's definitely more noticeable on the R700. Maybe that's because the R700 just scope, like the model scopes in faster than the one on the intervention. It's definitely just confusing to me, if anything. You know, it's just like, I'm supposed to be scoped in now. Like, what's going on? Nice collat. I just realized I haven't made a video on sniping in kind of a while. Like, what? Why does that happen? Okay, I need to like, yeah, like, look at that. Whenever I press shift, as I'm like about to be scoped in, it just scopes out. That has gotten me so many times. Overall, it just feels like the gun mechanics just don't feel that great. I guess I should just press shift before I scope in. Hold on, okay, I want to try the AWM again. Bro, people who strafe the slightest amount, I just hate that so much. Like, can you either strafe really, really large? Like, I don't know, just do a super jump somewhere else. Don't move like a centimeter to the left and make me miss because of that. Oh my god, I got him. Let's go. Yeah, and please tell me if I'm wrong about the AWM not being able to scope in this fast before, because I could be wrong about that. It just feels different, so I'm kind of going off my feeling there rather than like how I knew the stats were. Oh yeah, and this thing where like you get killed by someone and it doesn't show the kill cam. Another example of a bug in the game. Yeah, the AWM is like it's kind of clean though. I mean, with the conversion, of course. I'm not using straight up at AWM. Oh. No, why? You ruined my moment. Yeah, I'm considering just making more like chill videos like this, like every once in a while, where I just kind of play the game, you know? I don't really do that too much. There always has to be a concept, I feel like. But what if we just had no concept? We just play the game. I gotta learn to stop caring. Like, I don't know how like much you guys care about the gameplay, but I kind of have it in my head that like, if I don't do 80 kills in a game, then I shouldn't upload it, you know? Like, obviously it's not that extreme because I don't really get 80 kill games that often, but I just don't want to do bad in a video, and I'm not sure how you guys feel about that. Bro, what is that screen shake? Yeah, the thing is, I feel like we didn't really need an update now. Like, it would have been nice to have the update once it was actually finished, you know? Like, no one was really desperate for an update, especially because there's no content. So yeah, if I had like one big overall criticism for the update, it wouldn't be about the actual features of the update itself, but just put more time into it and just make sure that it's a good update rather than kind of just rushing to get it out. I really cannot tell if this like sniper scope deal is intentional or not. It's really beyond my knowledge, but just either they forgot to change the values on the snipers, or I mean, they didn't forget because it's a new, you know, it's a new stat, so it must be intentional. I don't know. So yeah, anyways, I did not do very well. I got a lot of deaths that round. Hope that's okay. I'm just gonna end the video there. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.